Hi everyone. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you find your Excel clinical logs and how do you use those logs. Because remember, you are required to have 96 hours of logged clinical time in order to be successful in this course. Now, my screen will look a little different from yours because I am in the instructor view versus the student view. So in order to find your Excel clinical log, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on the Assignment tab, and you're going to look for Clinical Log. So here is my Clinical Log tab. Now, under this Clinical Log tab, you will find your name. And I will assign each one of you your own clinical log, so you should only see your name appear whenever you go to this. So let's say that I'm student Susie Q. So under clinical log, I find my name, Susie Q, and I click on Susie Q. And this is now the link to my individual Excel clinical log. I'm going to click the link, and it's now going to take me to my Excel document. Okay, and we want to make sure that we edit. Right here it says read only. You're going to click on edit. Okay, so this clinical log is where you're going to keep up with all of your hours for your clinical. This log is in OneDrive, so I, as the professor, can access this at any time to see where you are with your hours. So this is real-time documentation, okay? It's nothing that you have to worry about at this point to save. I want everything right here in this OneDrive document, okay? So let's talk about this document briefly. So for the course, again, I'm just going to start up here. There are 96 clinical hours that are required. There are two different Excel sheets that I want to introduce you to. Down at the bottom of your Excel document, so down here, you see the clinical hours log, which is what we're looking at right now. This is where you're going to type in your hours and the date and so forth that I'll go over shortly. The next tab says allotted hours. So when you click on the allotted hours, this is going to bring you to all of the assignments, and it's going to tell you how many hours are allotted for each assignment. So let's say, for example, the windshield survey. Once you have completed the windshield survey, you would log 8 hours in the clinical log hours. Okay, so let's go and see that. So back to the clinical log, you're looking for windshield survey. It's right here. You will put in the date completed. So let's just put in the date you did that. And you're going to put in, this says minutes only. For example, 1 hour and 30 minutes would be 90 minutes. You cannot put anything except for minutes in this column. Otherwise, it will not calculate correctly. So what we've also added to help you if needed is this calculator, this converter here. So let me delete all of this. So what this will do is it will convert your 1 hour and 30 minutes for you. And it tells you that it's 90 minutes. So you will come here and put in 90. And you will see when I put in 90 that my overall time has changed. I now have 1 hour and 30 minutes completed of the 96 hours. Okay, so you do not have to use this converter if you don't need it. I put it there in case to make life more simple. So let's say I did 2 hours and 40 minutes. So 2 hours, 40 minutes. That is going to give me 160 minutes. So I can now log my next item that I completed for 160 minutes. And you can see again, now my clinical time is going up. Okay. So again, the converter does not have to be used. It is just something there in case you need it. It is only used for converting hours to minutes. So let's go back to our actual log. All right, so you will go through these items, and again, you'll put the dates that you completed them, whenever those were, and Your community support meeting. I'm not really sure as the student, how many hours do I put here? So let's go to our allotted hour sheet. Look for community support meeting. Student is to determine the hours, okay? So for your community support meeting, drive time does not count. But let's say you were at this support meeting for 2 hours. So I'm going to come over, and 2 hours is what? 120 minutes. And there's my time. The community association meeting is the exact same thing. You can come over community association meeting. The student is to determine those hours. Let's say I was there. Maybe I was there for an hour. So let's come to our clinical log tab. And maybe I did this on this day. And I was there for 1 hour. So that is 60 minutes. Okay. For your community education, your CEE project. Now, I went on and typed in something here a while ago just as a demo, but I'm not sure how many hours do I get for that. So let's come to our allotted hours tab, community education experience project. Again, the student is to determine, so how many hours did that take you? Well, let's say it took me a total of maybe 4 hours. Let's come over here and use our converter to see how many hours that is. So it was 4 hours. That is 240 minutes. So let's put our date in. And 240 minutes. Okay. This area here, it says, I did the following for the CEE project hours. So that can be examples would be like time spent researching, time spent meeting with community members, preparing presentation materials, etc. You're just going to simply come here and you're going to type what you did. So maybe time spent researching, time spent meeting with whoever. Okay, so just a very short, brief explanation of what it was that you did here. Okay, you will notice that some of these boxes you cannot type in, and that's set that way because we don't want certain things changed on the template. You also want to make sure that as you log your stuff that you're putting your initials. So Susie Q, Susie Q, Susie Q, and Susie Q. Now, the next spot says professor acknowledgement, initials, and date. This is for the professors to complete, so we know whenever we've went in and we've verified your hours, so nothing is left undone. Okay. And you're simply going to come on down, and as you complete whatever it is you're completing for your clinical time, you're going to do the same thing. So the big takeaways from here are ensuring that you put the date completed, you put the time in minutes, and you put your initials, and you keep this document updated. Again, there's 2 tabs at the bottom. This is your clinical hours that you can type on, and the allotted hours. Remember, the allotted hours tab is just so you have 2 documents in one. You can come over here and look to see, okay, well, for the webinar, ethical decision making in times of public health, that is allotted 1 hour. So then you can go back to your clinical log, and then you can type in, again, your date, 60 minutes, and your initials. Okay, you don't have to worry about saving this. This saves automatically. Dependent on if you chose option 1, 2, or 3, it will have that at the top as well as the corresponding assignments that goes with it. Remember, drive time does not count. And time spent writing the CEE paper and assignments, those do not count, but pretty much everything else that's done for the project counts. Time spent researching, time spent meeting with your community members, preparing your presentation materials, anything else such as that does count and can be used towards your clinical hours, okay? All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.